exactly think Mexican food and Chinese food fusion, but here at China Poblano in the Cosmopolitan here on the Las Vegas Strip, that's exactly what this restaurant is trying to achieve. It's really interesting because you have an entire section just dedicated to Mexican dishes. You know, you got your tacos, everything like that, and then you also have some more Chinese dishes that are just like dumplings and dim sum. But then the combination of the flavors is something I'm really curious to see how that turns up. So should be really interesting. Let's see how it is. So taking a look at the menu, we actually have some really cool things to cover. I mean, they make tableside guacamole here. If you're really into that and you want to see someone grind some avocados right next to you, that's your thing, go for it. But when I was talking about the fusion of the Mexican and the Chinese flavor, so for instance, they have something like a taco, but it has like a Szechuan soy sauce with it. So it has those just synergies between the flavors that you wouldn't necessarily expect like these two to meld together. So I can't wait to see like if that ends up being the case and if it just turns into this just miraculously delicious dish that hopefully I'm gonna get really excited about. So the first thing to come out was the dim sum. We wanted to vary it up, so we got a few different ones. The first one is beef, lime, daikon, and watermelon radish. I love the color of this. It's just like, it just looks so adorable. See how it tastes.
I've never liked daikon, but
oh wow. The amount of flavor in that is unreal. The beef, super tender, super juicy. The lime gave me like a nice like citrus cut to the meat, and it's just, oh. I'm getting another one. Hold on. That's really, really good. All right, so new camera person. One of my best friends since high school, Rodrigo. So what do you think of the dumplings?
I've honestly never had dumplings before, and as you can tell, I don't know how to use chopsticks. So I had a bite earlier and didn't know what to expect, but non-stop flavors, I need to just steal away the whole plate from this point on. Alright, seeing as how it's a Mexican-Chinese fusion, right away you can taste the Mexican here. You know, the hint of lime just boosts up all the flavors all the way. Non-stop flavors from the first to the last bite. I don't know how you can talk and have a conversation with someone while you're eating here. It's just ridiculous how good this is.
So then the other shumai we got are the pork scallop, heart of palm, mushroom, and peanuts. Now, that flavor combination just sounds like, I don't know if it's gonna beat the first one, but I hope it does, because man, that first bite was incredible.
That's how I do it. You do? I never had a run like that.
It's so good. The pork and the shrimp contrast, tandem with the mushroom, it's just like the perfect bite of food. You don't really taste the heart of palm too much. You don't really taste the peanut. But like the dim sum is just like unreal. Like the flavors are, like I would just come here just for dim sum. We haven't even gotten the tacos yet. So if this is just a precursor to what's to come, it's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, so the tacos just came to the table. I'm starting off with the fish taco. So it's a battered fish taco with lime mayonnaise. They seem to really love their lime here. Cabbage and just a simple pico de gallo salsa. So let's go ahead and dig into this. I really want to see how this lime mayo tastes. There's so much acidity. The fish is like cooked perfectly. It's got a really nice crust to it as well. But that lime mayo is bomb. That is fantastic.
All right, so I just got my first taco in. It is the Viva China. It has a beef tendon, Szechuan soy sauce, and some fresh oyster. Now, I don't eat seafood. I've never had oyster, but you just gotta try new things. Now the oyster is in the middle, so I'm gonna take a pretty big bite. Let's go.
Have fun. Really enjoy yourself. Relax.
Now, not the usual tacos I'm used to. The flavors are prevalent, but it did take a while to just come in. It wasn't like those dim sums where it just exploded with flavor. These were just kind of just eased into, really delicate. The tendon is tender as you would imagine. The oyster, not bad. Not a bad thing. I don't know, man. It's good.
So I probably ordered the whitest taco on the menu. It is the chicken taco, which is just chicken, guacamole, as well as some green onion. Very basic, but sometimes I just like to order things that are super basic because if they can nail something like this, and it's like one of the best tasting things, then that just sets the bar for how all the other flavors are going to meld together. So let's go ahead and see how it tastes. The chicken's super juicy. That's the absolute worst when you have like dried chicken, just in general, but especially on a taco. Actually, there's a little bit of a kick. I think the guacamole actually has a bit of spice to it. The green onion's really nice though, because it has like a nice, like refreshing taste to it and gives a little bit of texture. It's good. It's probably like my least favorite thing out of everything else we've had, but it's still something good. Like you could order this if you really love chicken and you'd be satisfied.
All right, next up we have the cochinita taco. It is barbecue pork, sour orange, and marinated onions. I'm just gonna dig in. You know, this one does come really wet. It's already soaking through the tortilla. All right, that pork, the best Yucatan style pork of all time. I'm pretty sure I've had it before. It's something that I'm really familiar with. In my language, it's more like birria. It kind of tastes like that, but it's just like I want to be this tortilla, you know. It's just absorbing in the whole tenderness, juiciness, a little bit of spice. It's just so good.
All right, so this is the dish that we have been waiting for, the 20 vegetable fried rice. That's right, supposedly there's 20 different vegetables in here. I see onion, there's shredded carrot, it looks like on top, you've got lettuce. I see cauliflower, I see purple cauliflower, which is kind of cheating in my view because it's still cauliflower, it's just a different color. But, oh man, this looks fucking delicious. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I kind of want to get like a little bit of everything. It's like how many vegetables can you fit in your mouth? That's the challenge.
When you were walking out, the guy walked out. Yeah, that's the guy that works. Yeah, he works with us. That's who you came to. Yeah, and he was going to go out to dinner with FIM and those guys.
There's just so much going on. It tastes like fried rice, right? Like, that's what you'd expect it, but there's so many different flavors. And I think what's really neat about this dish is that every single bite you're gonna take is gonna taste a little bit differently because there's so many different things chopped up into this. I don't think it's possible to have the same experience twice.
They don't really cross over. We got decent. Yeah.
That second bite I just took, for instance, it was a lot sweeter because it had a little bit more carrot. It's like the best fried rice I've ever had. No, but I really like the creativity behind it. And it's a really good dish, like don't get me wrong. This just screams Vegas. This is like the dish that, you know, if someone asks you like what you got in Vegas, you're gonna show them this picture because it just looks ridiculous. So we went on like a grand tour of China Poblano. We got the Chinese flavors, we got the Mexican flavors, but how did it stand up? I mean, starting off with those incredible shumai. I mean, those are probably some of the best shumai I've ever had, and I think Rodrigo would agree with me on that one. And then we got into the tacos. The tacos were hit or miss depending on what you got, but I think what I like so much is the vast selection that you had. I mean, any meat, any fish, like they pretty much had it, and you also had the influence of the Chinese flavors in there with like the Szechuan soy sauce and like all these other different things that really made these tacos rather unique and not something from, you know, a traditional sense. Then we got into that 20 vegetable fried rice, which was just absolutely comically hysterical and over the top. Again, wasn't the best dish, but it's still really good for what it is. You could serve like 4 people with that, and it was only like 20 bucks, so that's a really good deal. You're getting pretty much a little bit of everything. I think the one thing that I noticed the most is that they had a prefix menu for about 45 bucks a person, and you got about 8 to 9 things in total, but we actually spent it between the two of us just about the same amount of money getting all the items that you saw in this video, so you actually get to pick what you want rather than getting solely what's dedicated on the prefix. So I think going a la carte is probably the best way to go. You're getting what you want, you get a little bit of everything, and I think that's the best overall solution. So guys, that's it for another episode of Eat Out Vegas. Be sure to like the video if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.